Hey folks, this is Jess from Cook Smarts, and today I'm going to teach you how to roast chicken. I know that Thanksgiving is coming up and a lot of you will be roasting turkey for the first time. So if you've never roasted a turkey before, a good way to practice is to roast a chicken first. Roasting chicken is actually something that's pretty easy. It takes a while to get the chicken roasted, a little bit over an hour, much longer for a turkey. But the steps to get the chicken prepped are really quite simple. So let me show you how I roast chicken at my kitchen. Okay. First thing I do is I start with a small chicken. I don't start with, you can get 5-6 pound chickens, but I prefer something smaller. It'll roast a lot quicker and it's better for weeknight cooking. So this is a 3 to 4 pound chicken. So I've taken it out of the packaging. A lot of the neck and the giblets and stuff are found inside the cavity. Just take those out. You can use those into a stock. You can put them into a pan sauce, but just hang on to them just in case you want to use them. So from here, I don't rinse the chicken. Some people wash their chicken before using it. I think that actually ends up spreading a lot of the bacteria in your kitchen. So I just let it be as is, and what I do is I just dry it off with a paper towel. So we're just going to dry our chicken off. I put the chicken into a big bowl. Makes it a little bit easier to work with than having it kind of out in the open. Alright, so we've got our chicken nice and dry, so now we're going to season the hell out of it. So what I have here is a little bowl of salt and pepper. I've got probably about a half tablespoon of pepper and a tablespoon and a half of kosher salt. So we are going to just season this entire chicken up as best as we can. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get it into the cavity. I'm going to go ahead and season up the skin, the backside. As much as you can reach underneath the skin in order to season between the skin and the meat, of course. So I try to open up the breast here, the skin between the breast, and then I try to sprinkle some of that in, and I try to get in there as much as you can to make sure you season this nicely. You want to make sure that the seasoning that you're using is in a separate bowl rather than your typical salt bowl, because you're touching raw chicken and you don't want to be reaching back into your normal salt bowl with all of that chicken juice on your fingers. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some ingredients in the cavity of the chicken. And what this does is whatever you put in there is basically going to infuse all of that fragrance and flavor into your chicken. And one of my favorite combinations is orange, rosemary, garlic, and onions. For some reason, I find it to be a really great combination. It's always my go-to roast chicken combination. So what I'm going to do here is now I've got a sprig of rosemary. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I've got about 4 garlic cloves that have already been peeled. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I've got half an onion that's been sliced into wedges. I'm going to stick that in as well. And then I've got an orange, a navel orange that I've quartered. And I find that the orange is really what makes a huge difference in the final output of the chicken. It just makes the chicken have this really nice citrus aroma, and I think adds a lot of great flavor to it. So we've got our string. The string is about a little bit over 1 foot long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over the left leg and then under the right leg, and come back over, and that creates this figure 8, as you can see. And I'm just going to pull it tight. I'm going to bring the beginning of the string back over, pull both ends nice and tight, and then I'm going to come back over on the top. And then I'm just going to double knot it. Simple as that. Not complicated. So what I have here is this really hot cast iron skillet. It has been heating up in the oven at 450 degrees. So our oven has been preheating at 450 degrees for the last 15 minutes or so. The reason why I got this pan nice and hot is I'm going to start the cooking process immediately. So I'm going to transfer this chicken over breast side up. Okay, so what that means is when I put this chicken down in here, you're going to already hear some sizzling. Okay, because that pan is hot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tuck the wings in to prevent burning, and then I'm going to baste this with some melted butter. So this is about 2 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm going to go ahead and just coat as much of the chicken as I can with it. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to surround the chicken with vegetables. So here I have chopped up some russet potatoes, some parsnips, some carrots, and I've got some garlic cloves and rosemary. I have seasoned it all up with some salt. Nothing else. So I'm really gonna just let the fat of the chicken provide a lot of that flavor. I'm gonna give one little last sprinkle of salt over this whole thing. All right, so I've got my oven mitts on. I'm ready to get this into the oven. The oven, again, is at 450. I've got a nice rack situated right in the middle. I'm gonna slide this right in there. It's gonna go in there for 30 minutes at 450, and then I'm gonna turn the oven off, and it's just gonna continue cooking in the residual heat that's left over in the oven for another 30 minutes or so. All right, we are getting our roast chicken into the oven. All right, folks, so this is our beautiful bird out of the oven. Clearly it's cooled down because I'm holding the skillet with my hands. It is just nice and golden brown. All of that chicken fat that kind of came out has helped cook the vegetables that we put around the chicken. Everything is cooked evenly. The best way to tell is using a thermometer. So you want to insert it into the breast and also into the legs. You want it to be about 165. This is something that you can do on a weeknight. You can do on a Sunday for an extra special dinner, whatever you prefer. But I do hope that you end up roasting your own chicken and enjoying the smells that come out of your oven. All right, thanks so much for joining us today. We're always looking to make your life happier, simpler, and smarter in the kitchen.